This is Iran for Terrible Terrible Damage, bringing you Game 3 of a series found on reddit.com/rcastit between our two players. First, we will introduce in the bottom left the green Terran, Zachling. And in the upper right, playing random rolling toss, is AngryProbe. So AngryProbe in this series has presumably been playing random because in the first game he played as Terran, second game as Zerg, and here we are seeing him as Protoss. So going to have a very rounded out skill set and a lot for his opponent Zachling to deal with. Now, so far, AngryProbe has taken the first two games. I'm a bit curious about how this one will play out, as we have yet another race coming in here. Now, something that I notice when playing on ladder is when I run into random players, it's usually rather advantageous to play safe and standard against them, because it just works out that they don't seem to play as well as any other given player playing that race playing standard. It's obviously much harder to play all the matchups equally well, so I'm not sure how they end up. Of course, they have to win enough to be in their actual respective MMR to be placed against you on ladder, so you have to be relatively evenly matched. But it works out in terms of if you can make it be a standard game, you're probably more often than not going to win it, because the other player is just not as experienced in that given matchup. But so far that has not played out like that in this series. AngryProbe has done well. The previous game, ZVT on Ohana, beat Mech with a largely Ling Ultra composition, added in Festers very late in that. Well, Harass, it is a quick expand out of AngryProbe, actually going Nexus first. So a bit risky, but not really any problem there. He scouted ahead, saw a pretty standard play. Now we are actually getting a second Rax and a Gas. So this is actually a rather interesting play. I'm not sure what he's going to go in for. He hasn't added on any sort of additions to the barracks at this point. And now actually lowers the depot to move down the ramp. I'm really not sure what this is going to be. Probe's still harassing this SCV. Starts attacking. He mistimed that. He might actually lose the SCV, but turns around just in time and loses that probe. So moving out across the map with a few Marines and one SCV. He's actually gone into a forge after that. That's a bit interesting. As well as the wall off. This wall off could potentially be a liability here. I mean, Terran's units are all ranged. This cannon is not going to get up. He's going to have to cancel that. He wants to chrono boost out a zealot. He really needs a zealot just to help along with this. Oh, that bunker placement. The SCV actually will be pretty safe there. Actually stops building it and then builds another bunker to help wall in his units from probes getting in. So that's actually an interesting play. Loses a lot of probes here. I'm not sure why he's not actually building any units. I mean, he has a gateway here, but now he's just going to lose the gateway. This is too late. The Marines are going to focus down the gateway. A misclick there. Not sure what his intention was, but loses the gateway, doesn't get up. A cannon will complete, going to put down another cannon. So two cannons complete. That bunker will not go down. This cannon is not well placed. It is within range of the bunker. The cannon actually has 7 range. The bunker has 6. So you can actually place cannons so that they are out of range of the bunker. But these were not placed in that manner. Has to cancel it. And now is pretty dead. There's almost nothing left that AngryProbe can do. He does not have the probe count to overwhelm this. If Zachling target fires like cybernetics core and doesn't pay attention and gets surrounded by probes, which he's kind of doing, not paying attention. Does he have enough probes to clean this up? He's not going in the bunker. Behind this, we do have an expansion coming out for Zachling. He gets back in the bunker with 2 Marines. So we actually do have that command center done. It is not more floating a lot of minerals. We actually have double factory behind this. But to be honest, Zachling can do almost anything here and pick up the win. So, AngryProbe in a pretty terrible position. He still has the forge. Like, if he tried to... I don't know what he can do. If he put up a couple cannons here just out of range of the bunker, that would help, because he should be able to tell that, yeah, there's not really any more pressure. He's gone home. There's just a bunker with a couple Marines in it. No, that's not the spot. That, I believe, is correctly placed to be just within range of that bunker. So he moves out, but he needs probes here to be able to defend it. He's going to have to cancel it. Cancels it. This cannon... oh, that's just a pylon. Okay. So still frantically defending. Just 2 Marines left here. Forge is still up, trying to focus down that pylon. Not sure about the choice to focus down that pylon, since it's not really powering anything on its own. We have 2 pylons there. Ends up canceling that cannon once again. That is becoming a royal pain. If we actually look at the worker count, it's 30 SCVs to 21 probes. You actually want to be ahead in probes just to be even. A Thor coming out. He's building Thors. However, he is supply blocked, so that's going to slow it down a bit. Pretty badly supply blocked, actually. Only halfway done. 2 supply depots. Do have a stalker out. This forge looks like it will go down. And a 3rd coming up for Zachling. Complete disregard for any threat from his opponent, and rightfully so. Not really anything that he can do in the main base. He's adding on 3 more gateways, so he will move up to 4. And he does have 26 probes. So a bad engagement here from Zachling potentially could let AngryProbe get back in it, as he is investing in that 3rd command center, but that is a very long shot and loses the cybernetics core to boot. Fortunately, he did finish Warp Gate, so that is a boon to him. He needs to warp in some zealots in his next round, and he should not engage until then. He can poke a little bit, but those Thors are range 7. Oh, actually moving in with probes. Not sure about that choice. Needs another warp in of zealots. Zealots up front. Thors don't do so greatly against zealots. They can do pretty well against stalkers despite the bonus damage if there isn't anything to tank in front. Not the best kiting here, but picking off a lot of Marines. Now this Thor, getting low in health, stays alive. AngryProbe, half the supply of his opponent. He needs to break out here and pretty much just push across the map and try and win with an all-in. That's pretty much the best I could see there. Focuses the bunker at first and then turns around. This bunker has pretty much been there all game. 3 Thors now, starting to hit critical mass numbers where Zachling just can't do anything. A nice dance move out of that Thor. In terms of production, we're just seeing Marines and Thors, and that's the game. AngryProbe has to give it up. Valiant effort, but that just spiraled right out of control.